Jonathan Morris is an expert on markets, economies, and real estate. He's also an adjunct professor at Georgetown University here in Washington, D.C. He joins us now on set. So, this 40-day crackdown on poor quality homes in China, let's start with that. Is it an issue of safety or is it gentrification?
I think it is an issue of safety, first and foremost, but there's an underlying whisper campaign to move low-end workers out of the city. Where they go is up to them, and that question has not necessarily been answered by many of them. Their origins come from being migrant workers at major, huge farms, and they've migrated to the city. They do ride sharing, they do package delivery. There's a lot of e-commerce activity that they're at sort of the bottom end of that, but they're very necessary. China has their own Uber, which is called Didi, and they serve 430 million customers across all of China. And a lot of these people are drivers for that service. So at the end of the day, you do need that workforce, yet they're being moved out.
And this is an issue that we see worldwide. What is the biggest issue, would you say, in some of these larger cities when it comes to providing or setting aside affordable housing for these lower income workers?
Right. Affordable housing is a huge concern. In a lot of American cities, the municipality will provide some sort of benefit to a developer of low to moderate income housing, such as some tax credits or tax abatement and potentially some low interest rate financing, which has spurred the development of several new buildings in various cities, but it'll never be enough. This 40-day sweep will end up probably displacing 1.5 million of these people, and there's no way you could possibly develop enough housing for all people in a very brief period.
The way that are right in these big cities because there's not a lot of space, and what is actually available is small and it's pretty expensive. So what's the answer then?
The answer is I'm not sure this is the answer, but the answer is, in my opinion, to ramp up that the municipality pushing developers to develop low to moderate income housing by providing additional benefit to them. And just as you said, the value of that land that these illegal projects are on, if they were turned into high-rise buildings, because today they're one-story or two-story sort of shanties, but the land site could become a 40-story building and be quite profitable for a developer. And that's why they don't want to do, low-mod housing on that site. But they could do it elsewhere. For example, the city in which the fire was in, which is 11 miles south of Beijing, accommodate low to moderate income housing and could be put up quickly in China because they could accelerate it. If the municipality provided offset of a meaningful amount, I think it would spur developers to create that type of housing.
Is there any particular city that comes to your mind that is doing it right, who's balanced on of, having affordable housing for its low-income workforce, and also taking advantage of perhaps the real estate and people who want to pay to live there?
Interestingly, there's a project in New York, not in the city, but in Brooklyn, that is a 100% moderate income project, about 500 units. The waiting list of 5,000 people that signed up for it, and everyone had to present their tax return and the paycheck stubs and everything. So apparently all 5,000 qualified, and there was a lot for it. But at least that was a brand new 500 two-tower structure that actually had some amenities to it. If they continued to do that, now not in the center core of Brooklyn or the center core of any of these particular metros, but just outside in a suburban area or a few concentric circles out where the land is less valuable, I think they can begin to chip at that. Washington, D.C., which is a hometown, has always had an income financing program where the city will issue bonds at a very favorable rate and then pass the rate along to the developers along with some what's called tax increment financing as well. So, at the end of the day, a brand new shining apartment building is extremely profitable for a developer, but if they're told no, something else has to go here, if they can make it somewhat profitable, they'll go ahead and do it.
Jonathan Morris, we appreciate your insight. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.